Yo, what's up guys, welcome to my humble YouTube channel where I bring you fanfiction that will brighten your days. Before we start, a subscribe is greatly appreciated, and don't forget to leave a like and ring the bell icon so you won't miss exciting new fanfiction stories. A Journey to the Cardinal World by Xuckyxheese, Chapter 7, Small Hustle. There it was, two individuals running, or to say, one individual carrying the other one on his shoulder down the ragged streets of once a blooming city. But due to some unexpected circumstances, the city has been forced to left to ruin. Behind them was uncountable amounts of red-eyed mechanical demons filled with killing intent chasing them down, also known as corrupted. You fool! I thought you had this worked out, Rimuru. The black-haired male individual screamed on the person he was carrying while running. Guess I've used too much, sorry, but I'll leave this to you, Commandant. The individual known as Rimuru, who was on his shoulder, replied. If one sees enough, you could see the paleness on his body, but not too much considering most of it was covered by the clothes he was wearing. The Commandant grabbed the item that Rimuru gave him and put it in his pockets. What they have could be the turning point of humanity after all. Don't go dying on me now. Ah, damn it all! Xandril screamed in rage. What could lead such thing that pushed them both on edge? Well, if only their freelancer didn't accept the quest, things could end well. Or it's supposed to be. Days before the tomfoolery. Hey Xandril. Rimuru burst down the door to the headroom of Grey Raven, but not to the point that the door got broken down or anything. Oh, it's you, what do you want? Xandril replied as he was sitting on the chair doing fileworks that needed to be done for today. She needs sweets. What? Xandril was dumbfounded of what he heard. Nanami needs honey. Aren't you spoiling her too much? Want me to send you back at Narenwelt? Rimuru glared at him. Please spare such thoughts. Xandril shuddered. The reason why there's a whole lot of fileworks that needs to be done is due to the Narenwelt incident that happened recently. It was a cluster of new information and unknown that needed to be sorted out. Liv already did most of the file and left with Xandril to finalize the rest. Xandril left a long sigh. All right. But isn't this something that could be easily made at the greenhouse? Rimuru shrugged. It's on maintenance today, so the production line will be on halt except with the necessary stuffs. Scratch the thought on making a substitute suites on my dorm. Raphael and Alpha are having a stare down once again. It's a battlefield in there, it really is. Let me guess, cooking? Damn right it is. They both look into the ceilings with lifeless eyes as they remembered what hell they have gone through. Raphael, who is now using the newly created frame, has taken a liking in cooking, focusing more on amping up the spice. That is so hot that it'll even somehow pierce through Rimuru's resistance, letting him suffer and possible spit fire out of his mouth. And Alpha's ever-growing rivalry with Raphael made Alpha pursue more in cooking. I'll let you taste test them after they're done, Rimuru grinned. Are you sending me to the battlefield and die? Xandril exclaimed, watching Rimuru laugh from his answer. I've already contacted both of them and they'll be eager for your judgment, Commandant, Rimuru jokingly replied as he threw a thumbs up on him. Xandril inhaled and heavily sighed. This incarnation of tomfoolery in front of him hasn't been stopping again. He stood up and took the terminal in his table, fixing his usual attire before heading out. Where to this time? Rimuru asked. Just going to give the report to the command central office. I've been ordered to personally go there to give my personal evaluation to your new companion, Xandril replied. Oh, you'll obviously let my friend stay in here, right, Commandant? Rimuru teased, nudging him with his elbow. You and your bribes, and now you'll start calling me with formality. What are you, a demon? Xandril asked as Rimuru answered with a shrug. As Xandril is heading to the doorway, the sliding door suddenly opened, making impact both to him and the unknown assailant. Both of them fall down to the ground, pinning Xandril down. His pathway of air has been blocked, causing him to wriggle around for a gasp of air. Xandril used both of his hands to push away the object at his face with all of his strength. He felt that the heavy object was rather too soft in his hands. But that isn't what took priority in his mind, as he is a man who is slowly dying due to the lack of air. Okay. 1, 2. Up. He heard Rimuru's loud voice as he was slowly getting pulled away from his death. Rimuru helped Xandril stood up. Seeing him roughly gasp for air almost made him laugh, but that wasn't important for now. I didn't know you were that active, Commandant. The assailant spoke with the voice of a lady. She tidied her skirt and picked up the fallen beret from the ground, dusted it off before putting it back to her head. "Ah, so it was just you, Ayla. I was at death's door for a second there," Xandril said jokingly, looking at her. It was none other than Ayla, an archaeologist team member from WGAA. Seeing that she personally went here, something must be amiss. "So what's the matter? Do you need Rimuru again?" Xandril asked. Ayla thought for a second before remembering what she's doing. "Commandant and Rimuru, I'll be asking for your assistance this time, so come with me." Before giving any chance to answer, Ayla already took hold of both Xandril and Rimuru before darting away. Wait. I need to give this terminal to the central office first," Xandril frantically yelled. Ayla nodded as he calmly looked around. Her eyes landed to a fellow beret user. So she took the commandant's terminal before running to the blonde-hair individual. Ayla tapped the shoulders to the individual, scaring beret user at the process. The individual turned around, seeing Ayla in front of her. "Ms. Celica, can you give this terminal to the central office?" "You can? Thanks and goodbye," Ayla spoke, leaving the terminal to the confused Celica. She took hold to both Xandril and Rimuru once again before zooming past the hallway. Celica was dumbfounded, to say at least. There were too many things that already piled up to her, and this just got added to her long list. She looks at the corner part of the terminal, seeing on which owner this came from. Feeling satisfied, she nodded before going back to her usual activities. Location: WGAA Operations Center. "So you're telling me we grab the chip and that's it?" Xandril asked, summarizing the details so far. "Yup. So please help us on this one. That chip contains really important informations after all," Ayla replied. "If we go ask and commission for a different team for this task, the approval process will take so long that the chip might be harmed in the waiting process, but since Grey Raven is a special one, both of you could just hop right in," she continued. "All right. Let's get the chip then," Rimuru spoke. "Hey, you're not the one calling shots," Xandril retorted. "Oh come on Xandril, are you really that awful to ignore the cry of help for this lady?" Rimuru replied, standing beside Ayla. They both went with their pleading eyes looking at him. Xandril sighed before flicking both of their foreheads. "Rimuru, you just want to go outside, do you?" Xandril asked with his arms akimbo, staring straight at him. Rimuru quickly looked aside, ignoring his gaze. "And Ayla, I might report this to your superior for abuse for taking advantages at Grey Raven," he continued. Ayla quickly looked to the other side and started stammering. "But I might overlook this one. Give us the recent coordinates of the chip, we'll look for it." Ayla beamed in joy and hugged the commandant. "I knew I can count on you, Commandant." Yes, let's make this operation quick and easy," the commandant replied, being unfazed by those silicon hills closely latched onto him. "Then it'll be just you and me for this one, Xandril. We can't bother the others for this one." Rimuru spoke as Xandril gave out a nod. "And besides, what could go wrong?" Location: City 17. What could go wrong was an understatement. They got the chip, but "Don't look back," Xandril yelled as he sprinted. "What made this info chip special? Even the corrupted are circling on it," Rimuru yelled back, running with Xandril on the side. The mission was really simple: grab the chip and go. The city they were in was scanned, showing low levels of the punishing virus, meaning only some wandering corrupted would be lurking right now. But after picking up the chip from the sidewalk, the road in front of them opened a hole, revealing a horde of corrupted climbing one on top the another. "Go get out of the hole." "Screw it, I'll just eradicate them all then," Rimuru spoke, stopping on his track, facing dozens of them moving to kill both of them. In the spur of moments, green magic circle appeared in his palm, deploying a green luminescent barrier that circled around the corrupted that was chasing them. He started running closer to the corrupted for them to be in his attack range. Rimuru thrusted his other arm towards them, but nothing seems to come out from his palm. Rimuru slowly stumbled to the ground. Xandril quickly went beside him. "Oi, what happened to you?" "The cost was way too unexpected," Rimuru replied. Both of them heard the sound of glass cracking. They look at the barrier that separates between them and the corrupted slowly breaking down. With no time to waste, Xandril carried Rimuru, hoisting him up on his shoulder like a sack of potatoes, and started running. "I'll take blame for what happens after then." Location: E02 Babylonia, Grey Raven personal dorm. "Will you mind answering my questions to the both of you?" Liv asked. Both Rimuru and Xandril started spitting out everything in perfect unison. The operator was a success. The thing is, both of them got chewed out after that, keeping such secret to the rest of the group. After hearing what they needed to know, the rest were left speechless. Your actions could have severe consequences if you didn't move on time, Lucia spoke. Xandril stayed silent. Well, both of them didn't want to bother the rest of you all after the Narenwelt incident after all. Ayla spoke. That is the truth. Hey Ayla, why are you still here? Rimuru spoke, looking at Ayla. The rest followed as well. I am here to show you the fruits of your labors. Check the data within the chip. Ayla smugly replied, using the holotable and activating its hologram, showing the contents she wants to show. SWIM, Sue, it's swimsuits? The rest of the group read out the title and looking at the numerous amount of pictures showing different types of swimsuits. Haha, so we sacrificed our lives for some thin fabric blueprints? Xandril spoke, holding his head as if rejecting to accept the reality in front of him. Hey Rimuru, you could have make those too, right? Xandril asked, staring with bloodshot eyes to him. Huh? Yes I can. Why? Then why didn't we not do that then? Because Ayla didn't ask. Puta madre dios míos, I am done. I am due. As if hearing what he didn't want to hear, the Commandant of Grey Raven has lose consciousness.